Happy drop day.
Where's the music? Bring the beat in. No beat. Right.
What's up,
You ever
everybody?
listen?
How you guys doing? This is the day. The day has come. Draft day. And we're here recording before we go live tonight. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm great.
I'm great. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to get this going.
Amazing.
Been a crazy day. I know Bree's been busy getting her stuff together. June was working, Nikki was working, and I was just somewhere so I don't get fined. So I think I sat more in traffic today than anything else. Well, let's get to it. I mean, let's go. I mean, hey, breaking news. He did this on purpose. He did this on purpose because we wasn't going to talk about him today. And then look, this happened. So let's go ahead, Bree. Take it away.
He said, Frank presents the play call. Y'all can't get rid of me yet.
No.
So Lamar Jackson just signed an extension with the Baltimore Ravens. It's a 5-year deal for $260 million, the highest paid quarterback.
Well, I mean,
you better go to the Super Bowl this year. That's all.
What?
So you better go to the Super Bowl this year.
So he got 189, what, 189 fully guaranteed?
180.
180 fully, 180, 189, 189 fully guaranteed. I mean, that's what really matters, is the fully guaranteed money. The other stuff, you know, we know incentives. The same thing with Jalen. Jalen got what, 179.5 or 179. So he got more than Jalen. Makes him the highest paid quarterback, at least for this week.
Look, the Charger said Jim Herbo, hold my beer.
So June, what's your take on it, man? I mean,
well, what can I say? I've been bashing this dude for a couple of months because he's been bashing us mentally. So I think it's fair for us to do the same thing right back. I think he goes from zero to hero just like that, right? What I mean by that, my man has no what do you call it? No agent, right? We've been giving him that tough love for a while now, so he doesn't have to break bread with anybody else but himself at the end of the day. So all that fully guaranteed money goes to him. Shout outs to him for holding tight and believing in himself, because I know damn well I stopped believing in him in a while ago, as far as negotiation wise, not skill wise. So you know, give credit and credit's due. I mean, shoot, zero to hero. Now, if he ends the season with like an 8-9 record, then stand by. You know, stand right outside the podcast room until we call you in. Make sure your uniform is squared away, because you know we're gonna have some other folks in there too. But shout out to Lamar, man. That's huge on him.
so he got 185 in guaranteed money. It makes him 52 mil per year. Jalen's making 51. So not that far off. Nick, when you and I was on the phone, I was driving to Chesapeake. I said that he's probably going to get maybe $1 or $2 more than him a year. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, to us is a lot of money. To anybody, that's a lot of money. But
that's 50 cents.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not ridiculously more like he had wanted. Bree, what is your? Why do you think the Ravens did the deal? Let's go there.
I think the Ravens did the deal, honestly, because one, there's not really any in free agency to pick up, and then two, all the good quarterbacks are going to come out the first couple of rounds, and they got to stick with something, you know. I also think that they did the deal because they didn't want to let go of Lamar. You know, I think what they were trying to do at first was put their foot down as an organization and say, like, you're our player, you know, like, this is what you're going to get. At the end of the day, it was a happy medium that they both met with each other. So congrats to him on finally getting what he wanted, you know. I still personally think that's too much for him, but that's just my personal opinion. I stand by that. I wanted him to get paid. I don't think he should have gotten paid the excessive amount that he did.
All right. So now, Nikki, why you think Lamar did the deal? We got why you think the Ravens did it. Why you think that he did it? All right. Well, look, I'll tell you why I think he did the deal. I think he did it because he didn't see people come knocking either.
Mm-hmm.
I
And especially for the amount that he wanted.
I think Lamar realized, hey, nobody's gonna give me the 233 fully guaranteed. Here we are right before draft, and nobody's knocking. So, let's make the deal now. Instead of me playing on 35 million guaranteed, I'm gonna play on $52 million this year instead of the 35, $17 million more. And if he gets hurt, guess what? Now he got 180
Now he got money. Yep.
guaranteed. Now I don't know how much he got at signing though. Like, I think what Jalen got
They
100.
haven't got that
Haven't put
information
that
out
down
yet.
yet. So I think I'm happy that he made the deal already. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that he made the deal and got his money. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is about him getting paid. I agree with June. A 9-8 record is not what you want. I hope they get some more weapons. You know what I'm saying? I think we'll address that later on, especially when we go live for the draft, what we want to see people do. But congratulations to him, man. He got paid. Look, at the end of the day, whether he did it because nobody was knocking and the Ravens said there's nobody there, they both had a need. And they were able to meet in the middle, got his money. He just need to go out there and play now. You know what I'm saying? He need to go out there and do what he got to do.
Lamar Jackson looking like this with the money. He like,
It's not. I was pretty surprised at the contract, but I see. I don't know if he was waiting on Jalen's contract, which I think he waited like 5 to 10 days until Jalen's contract was done. So then, or I don't know if the Ravens were waiting, not him, but the Ravens were waiting on Jalen's contract. And after Jalen, no MVP, less wins than him, less experience than him. I'm pretty sure all that stuff factored into those numbers. However, the only thing he's lacking is what Jalen was able to accomplish in such a short time.
wait, can I say something? Did the actual official number come out yet?
It was 185 guaranteed.
180.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, no,
No, that's not-
guaranteed.
Oh, it's guaranteed.
Guaranteed money.
But that's a lot of money.
Yeah, he gonna make 52 a year.
I think I agree with Jim on the fact that I think the Ravens front office actually did wait for what the Eagles were gonna do, and basically once he saw what Howie did, he was like, "I bet, yo Lamar, you're definitely worth it, buddy. We're gonna pay you. Actually, we're not gonna ship you off to San Francisco or something like that. You don't gotta go to Atlanta. You're good here, bro. We just got you Odell. Like, I feel like that's really what they was waiting for because essentially." And then also taking into account the factor of what Jalen Hurts did, and then also remember like Deshaun Watson, because I think he wanted more than what Deshaun Watson got too. So also factoring that too, it's like, all right, bro, you see what they're getting paid? I'm definitely worth more than that, probably. Like that's what he's probably saying to himself and everything. To be honest, I agree with Jules because the fact that Jalen Hurts made it to the Super Bowl in such a short time, like that's a really good accomplishment. That's a really big accomplishment also, and could. That's a foundation for a debate of who's really better. But what should I call it? Like, as for what we've seen so far, I just give it to Lamar because he has more seasons in the league and everything. But at the same time, though, Jalen looking like him, he looking like him. But definitely, I think the Ravens front office waited, and then once they saw that, that's when they made the move to do the extension and everything.
Now, a quick question to Frank. I was going to ask Frank and Bree real quick. What do you think the biggest out of this? You think that the Ravens are the biggest winners, or do you think that Lamar won? And that's just when you put everything in, when they franchise tag them, if they were to trade them, they were going to compensate for, etc.
So I'm gonna argue that the Ravens got what won. because they didn't pay you the 233 fully guaranteed. So at the end of the day, that you stuck to your guns, but they didn't break. So I'm gonna argue that the Ravens won because now they keep their quarterback and they have money. They didn't break the bank. They didn't set the new standard like the Browns did with Watson. That's the argument I'm gonna take. They won in that aspect. Also, I think that another reason they won is because, like we said plenty of times, the Ravens were just one defensive play away from actually winning and beating the Bengals last year without Lamar. That if Huntley never tries to go up, I think it was him, and the fumble was forced and they run it back, we could be having a different conversation. He might not get paid that money because they won without him. So, and at that point, I think Huntley would have one playoff win just like him. Lamar's 1-3 in the postseason. So, in my opinion, Ravens won because they didn't give up the bag. They didn't give up $233 million fully guaranteed for 5 years. Bree?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm setting up my.
I mean, I think I was thinking more in the sense, I think Lamar won, right? I think Lamar won, not just for the fact that the agent thing, but he's the highest paid, he's the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Check, right? That's a check mark. He did it by himself. Check. He had that patience. Check. And I think this is the most that the Baltimore Ravens has paid a quarterback. And he forced that hand on the Ravens. Now, I think that the Ravens had the leverage before this contract was made, given the fact that they franchised him for $31 million, and if somebody wanted to trade for him, what they were going to get in return.
Mhm.
But I think they gave all that stuff away, and then 100% Lamar becomes the winner.
To me personally, you could argue either way, and I don't disagree with you. What he did was he held steady. So I think it depends who's viewing the win, right? Who's viewing it? A player will probably say what you said. Lamar won, and now he's giving hope to a lot of these players that have agents. Say, you know what? If he did it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And people that are into more of the ownership side of the house are looking like, yo, they held out. He bowed down. They got the quarterback they wanted, and they didn't give up the whole house for it. So either way it goes,
So with that contract, what does that leave them in money?
we won't know until all this is said and done. But the good thing is that as we get ready to transition to other topics, the draft is today. So if the Ravens are smart, you can always find value wide receivers out there, or another tight end to go with Andrew. So they can find linemen to help plug up that hole, maybe a running back. So there's a lot that they can do today to impact the difference, or there's some trades that still could happen for trade picks. You know what I'm saying? For draft picks. So we'll see. With that, they both had needs. The needs were met. I'm happy they were able to meet him. He got his money. They got their quarterback. Everybody's happy. What's up, Bree? What's next?
So next, this one is kind of crazy. This one's just a little crazy. So, Aaron Rodgers is a Jet. Aaron Rodgers is officially a Jet. Aaron Rodgers signed his revived contract with the Packers before 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. So everything remains on schedule. Trade papers can be filed after 4 p.m. yesterday, and Rodgers will officially become a member of the Jets, which he was. By reworking this deal this way, Green Bay saves $14.575 million in 2023 cap space instead of getting a credit in 2024. For at least the next couple of days, Rodgers is due $1.2 million in 2023 and $107.6 million in 2024. This will obviously change.
When you and I spoke about the what they gave up, I said it was a lot, and you said, "Nah, it's not really a lot."
It's not really that much.
And when I sat back and you explained it, and then I was listening to some of the talk shows, I was like, "It's not a lot," because they don't know if he's going to play another year or not. And that second round pick that turns into a first round pick has to play 65% of the games this year, all this other stuff. So there's a lot that goes in there. And they don't know if he's going to be there more than a year or not, you know? I was talking to a Jet fan, and, you know, he said, today's a good day to be a Jet. Yes. And I said to him, that if he comes in there and does the practices and does the training with the team, I think Jets will be okay. The issue that happens with Rodgers is he going to be committed to growth, building that bond, you know, what we talked about.
I want to say yes. I like New York style pizza.
Yeah.
I want to say yes due to the fact of how excited he was. And he also stated yesterday after he Frank left, but I'll finish. He said yesterday at the facility that
Wait, hold up. I didn't leave. I'm gonna eat, so I turned my camera off. So you know what I'm saying?
okay. But he said yesterday at the facility, first, I just want to point out how happy he looked and how young he looked walking into the Jet facility. It's like a brand new Aaron Rodgers. And then also he said that he's very, very excited. This is a young team ready for a championship and that can win a championship. So I do think that he's committed.
But you know, with us, it's like sometimes we at a command and we get tired. We get worn out. We're beat, right?
By year 2.
And then you transfer to a new place. You meet the people, and it's like you're rejuvenated all over again, like a breath of fresh air. So, you know, maybe this is what he needed. I mean, he also did what he was allowed to do. The Packers allowed him to do a lot of stuff that he did. Maybe if they didn't let him do the thing he was doing, he wouldn't have acted the way he did. So it is a young team. Young team also needs leadership. A young team needs him to be a good quarterback. They brought the head coach, the offensive coach he had when he won both MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
And they got him Lazard. You know, they're doing things to help him. So hopefully he does go to not the voluntary OTAs, but the regular OTAs and all this other stuff. And he's there and he builds the
I think he will.
He was there today.
Mm-hmm. He was there yesterday too. Well, he officially checked into the facility yesterday. Did you see the video of him walking in?
Yeah. He looks happy.
Yeah, he's a different man.
I mean, he probably went to another dark room and came out with some more answers. I don't know.
June, what are your thoughts?
Hey, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the Jets organization too. I'm happy for that change, right? A change is good. Change is good. I mean, he did look happy. Like it's gonna be kind of weird, you know. And I'm only saying that assuming that the Jets are gonna win. They started out really good last year. I'm still very, very what do you call it? I'm very, very
Skeptical.
huh?
Skeptical.
No, I'm not skeptical. Actually, I'm very intrigued on on how Wilson is going to make Rodgers' life a living hell. So I'm waiting for that. I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to tie his shoelaces? I don't know.
We need a secret camera. We need a secret camera at OTAs so we can watch.
Right. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's.
No, we should have Courtright. Hey, call Courtright and tell him to go to the go be a spy.
He'll do it. I'm gonna call him after this. He's gonna do it. He's gonna be really excited.
Nikki?
Well, listen, I'm happy they finally pulled the trigger because they've been BSing on it for a while. So I don't know. We'll see, you know, like to me last year, I don't know, maybe because he knew he was leaving. Or, you know, it was time for them to make a change. I didn't feel like he was firing off on all cylinders. So I guess we'll just see, right? Maybe that was a little push the Jets needed, you know, to kind of take them over the hump. So we'll see. That's all we can do. Wait and see.
Gosh,
Okay, next we have some more crazy news. So NFL suspends 5 players, including Lions wide receiver Jamison Williams for violation of NFL gambling policy. Lions CJ Moore and Quintez Cephas, plus Commander Shaka Tony, are suspended indefinitely at least 1 year. Williams and Detroit Stanley Berryhill are suspended 6 games. Did they not learn from Calvin Ridley?
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. You didn't learn? I mean, why would
I'm
you?
kind of curious.
They don't really have too much news more on it because I want to know why Berryhill and Williams are only suspended 6 games and the other 3 are suspended a year.
It must not have been that much money because there might have been like a
$5.
$20. That's what I'm saying. It might have been like a $20 bet, and they got caught up. Versus Calvin Ridley's $1,500 bet. I don't know what happened there, but I'm kind of curious to see how much money they put on the table. That's what I'm waiting for.
They probably did quarter bets like me, 10-cent bets, and they just like, oh, they're not gonna get hit up like that. I mean,
Yeah.
Nikki says this all the time, and I think it's true. Consistency matters in the NFL, and they don't have it. We've seen people get suspended for other things for the same violation, different suspensions. And you wonder what's the standard, what's the norm? We want to say, is it the value of the player that dictates how much suspension they get, what they don't or do get? Is it the team? Is it the owner that has, a good report with Godell? But regardless, you have to have consistency. Unless you're going to come out with a guideline, like June said, if you bet $1,500, it's a year. But if you only bet $5, 6 games. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that.
That's a big ass gap.
Well, I'm confused on. I mean, it's not football that they're betting against.
Yeah, they are. They're betting against games, NFL games.
Oh, I mean, games that they not playing it. Like,
I guess you can see the influence on even though you're not playing against, right? I mean, what influence do you have on those referees that could possibly be an official for your games? Maybe I really don't know. I'm just trying to think here. So, but you're right though. I agree with you, Nikki.
It's more about insight. Like, think about it. Me and June, all of us could be playing in 4 different teams. And me and Bree could be betting. And we're friends with y'all. And you be like, oh, I'm not doing too good. June, what? You're a slot receiver. My ankle's messed up. I might not be playing too good. I know that. She know that. We can bet now a certain way, thinking that it's going to impact the game. Nikki could be like, yo, I'm batting. I'm about to be positive for COVID. I'm out this game. And if she's that much of a game changer, it could
I
definitely.
could bet on the other team. I could bet on June's team because I know inside
Exactly.
conversation.
So that's where it goes. I think in my opinion, and call me crazy, I think the refs are swayed by owners anyway. I think the refs are swayed by the league. I think that refs are, when it comes down to certain games, I think they are swayed. We've said it. I listened to an interview that Sue did after, and he was talking about the game Super Bowl, and they asked him about the holding penalty. And he said, look, by textbook, it was a hold. But I don't think they should have threw the flag because the ball was overthrown. He couldn't make a play on it. So even if he wasn't held, he wasn't going to catch the ball. But they threw it and it changed the game. And then he also said, but as defensive player, we gave up 18-point lead. We should lose the game. We deserve to lose the game. So, in that instance, why didn't the refs look back at the Jumbotron? It was overthrown. If it's me and I throw the flag, but then I look and it's overthrown and he had no chance on it, then I'm picking the flag up. Because it had no impact in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, as far as swaying to go somewhere, I think the refs sway themselves. But players, it is the insight. If I know that you're hurt, I could bet against you and hopefully win some money,
I'm with you 100%, bro. No, I thought you were gonna keep going for a second.
All right. So next, So if you want to participate, you can. I know I asked last week, but we didn't have time last week. But the first 5 picks of the first round NFL draft, does everyone want to give their predictions on either a player or what position they think they're going to draft?
We could do it.
Okay, so I'll tell you guys the first 5. Because I have mine written down in my notes. I've had it written down in my notes since like April 3rd. So we'll go first with the Panthers is the first pick. So we'll go around. I'll go first. I think the Panthers are taking CJ Stroud from Ohio State first round.
I go next. I agree with you. However, I think that the Tennessee Titans may trade up to get Bryce Young. So I think that the trade would happen, which would make Tennessee get Bryce Young. And I don't want to.
They're going to trade up in the first round?
I think they would trade up in the first round, right? If
No,
I had to
first pick. I meant pick 1.
say again.
The first pick of the draft.
Okay, then and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm not gonna say Tennessee. I will say that the Colts would trade up for the first round pick and pick Bryce Young.
The Colts.
I'm still sticking with Panthers taking CJ.
So okay, out of curiosity, right? Are the Panthers number 1 pick because they traded with the
Yes, Panthers are number 1 pick.
So yeah, they're going quarterback. I would go CJ Stroud. I would.
Yeah.
So if you guys,
watch nothing.
Huh?
I don't
so
know
you
none
guys,
of them.
go ahead, Nick.
Who do you think
So-
the Panthers, what position do you think the Panthers are going to pick for the first pick?
I didn't know people name, but I thought they'll go quarterback anyway. They need one.
What were you saying, June?
No, I was just thinking if that's the case, if they do need a quarterback, why CJ Stroud over Bryce Young when Bryce Young being the favorite, right?
Numbers. No, it's always back and forth, but I think what really played a big role was that combine and the pro day. And CJ was Bryce was like right here, and then Richardson is like right here. He's more mobile, right? He's more mobile, he's a lot faster, and then he can throw a lot further than what Bryce can, in my opinion. So I have CJ going first round. It could be CJ or Bryce. I wouldn't be mad with either one, they're both phenomenal, but I think CJ. But I'm wrong every draft year, so. So pick number 2 is the Houston Texans, and I have the Texans picking Bryce Young for the second pick.
Who's the number 2 pick?
The Texans.
Shit, they need a quarterback too.
Yeah, that's why I have Bryce Young going number 2.
Yep. Quarterback.
They do need a quarterback. I just don't know who they're gonna go with. Because I seen one mock draft where they have them going with Will Levis, but they were number 6 in the draft. 4 and 6. So I don't know. In this mock draft, they have the Raiders going number 2.
Let me go to the official draft calendar.
Yeah, I'm trying to look like
Hold on, because I was looking at it earlier.
Who's quarterback in the Colts again?
it's Texans. It's Texans.
It's Texans.
No, it's the Texans. Then the Cardinals.
So
No,
yeah,
I thought it was the Falcons is 3.
No, it's the Panthers, the Texans, the Cardinals, the Colts, the Hawks, the Seahawks.
Oh, because I had Tennessee number 3 and 4 Indy, and then the
I'm looking
Seahawks.
at NFL. I'm I'm on the NFL thingy.
Okay, sorry, Nikki.
Yeah,
I was
this
trying
is-
to fight. Good Lord. Peace be with you.
All right.
No, I'm just
So
saying.
yep, so Panthers, I have CJ. Texans, I have Bryce. Damn, I thought Atlanta. So for number 3 for the Cardinals, then I'll just swap. I have Will Anderson Jr., the outside linebacker. I think he's going to be top 5. He's from Alabama. All right, so what position do you have Alabama needs? Because I think both that he could go with Atlanta or Arizona, but I think he's going to go top 5. Will Anderson Jr.
Mm.
They do need
You said-
a linebacker.
You talking about Atlanta, right?
Atlanta and Arizona.
I mean, I
Either
personally
or.
think Atlanta.
I don't know why, but I had Atlanta number 3 right here on my notes. But this is also from 3.5 weeks ago. So
Yeah, even on when you Google it, that's why throwing Nikki got is right.
Yeah, I got no NFL
Yeah.
thingy.
I will go off that one. I really don't know what they need. I saw a mock draft where they had Will Anderson Jr., Alabama edge, going to the Cardinals. And if the 4th pick is the 4th pick is the Colts on here, they were gonna get Bryce Young.
Yeah, the Colts is number 4.
Yeah, and they had the Texans at number 2 getting CJ Stroud.
The Texans are number 2.
At number 5, they had the Seahawks getting Tyree Wilson, edge from Texas Tech. So
yeah, I had Tyree Wilson go into the Seahawks, and then for the Colts, I had Richardson.
yeah, so I think whatever I mean, look, Texans need defense. They got I would say quarterback, but who did they get? Who they got in the offseason?
They got defense and offensive weapons. They didn't really get any power. They didn't get like a wide receiver. They got a couple of linebackers. I want to say they got a corner.
Houston? I mean, Houston got a free
Houston,
folks.
they got a whole 52-man squad during all season.
Yeah, Houston
Yeah, they.
got a whole new team for $2. Listen,
Remember, I said that. I said how they dropped the whole NFL team and still have the second highest in cap.
Yeah, they took a page from me. They're like, "Yeah, we'll take them."
They take a picture of you. They said, what would you do?
Yeah, bring him over here.
yeah, like I don't know. I'm lost. Honestly, I don't know certain players. I was gonna go off a mock draft.
Did you not watch the combine or the pro days like I instructed y'all?
No, I did watch the combine. Remember, I went back and I looked at
Which one? You only watched that one, right?
No, I did the wide receivers too. I did wide receivers and quarterbacks. But remember, there was one guy that didn't do the combine. Was it Bryce Young?
No, the person I know for sure who didn't do the combine was the one that was driving from Georgia in that accident that killed that other player and that girl.
I'm talking about there was a quarterback that didn't throw. He didn't participate.
Bryce Young didn't throw at the combine, but he threw at pro day.
Yeah, so I saw CJ Stroud. And to me, Stroud was nice. And I told him in the text. I said, yo, he is a strong arm. He's good with the ball. He's accurate. What I saw in Will Levis was he's a gunslinger. He can get the ball downfield. Another Brett Favre, I can get the ball down. It's going to be an interception or a catch. It depends. But if we look at the top 5 order that Nikki put out from NFL, the app itself. Hold on, let me go back to it. I'm sorry, y'all. If I'm going to Atlanta, I will go CJ Stroud because they need a quarterback. The Texans, I think they need a quarterback too. I think they need a quarterback too. They got
and that's for CJ and Bryce. I think CJ and Bryce are 1 and 2.
And then you got the Cardinals. Cardinals don't need a quarterback. I think they need
a linebacker.
Yeah. So they got on this, they have Will Anderson going to the Cardinals. from Alabama. But then
I have Will Anderson going to the Falcons.
okay, and then you got Bryce. So here they got the Colts taking Bryce Young at 4. But if he's off the board and the Colts need a quarterback,
Richardson.
yep, they go Anthony Richardson, right? And then number 5 is Seahawks, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I got them taking
Tyreek.
Tyree Wilson at edge. So I mean, to me, what they need, Texans got a good young team, and if they get the right quarterback and the defense is playing well, I think the Texans will be okay. Hey, Tobes. So I mean, that's what I would do if I was them.
He just woke up from a nap with Molly.
Oh.
Okay. And then our final topic is, what does your team need to draft? So we'll go around in a circle and say what position or player they would like to see our team draft and why. Frank, why you do the eyeballs?
Because I think we need a true wide receiver 1.
Okay.
That's why. I don't think the offensive line is, I think we need we don't need running backs. We just need a good wide receiver 1. I think we have good tight ends. I think if they can get a good wide receiver that can go and help Mac Jones, then I think you'd be fine. That's what I would go with. If not offensive line, but no defense, none of that. They got enough defense. They need either O-line to help strengthen the O-line or wide receiver 1.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm gonna run the phone with you real quick.
Toby, come here.
All right, June, go ahead.
Well, okay.
Go, Nick.
Now go ahead, Nikki.
Nikki's a side.
I think we need a O-line. What happened to my thingy? Can y'all see me?
Yeah, we could see you.
Yeah.
Well, why can't I see myself?
At first, you were sideways.
There we go. I can see myself now. I think we need an O-line. Just protect Trevor a little bit more if Trevor stays in the pocket. But I think we need to beef up our O-line. We don't need wide receiver. We don't need running back. Shit, we don't need quarterback. If not our O-line, we need to plug some plays on the defensive side. Our defense wasn't terrible last year, but if I had to pick a weak side, it would have been my defensive side that was weak. You know what I'm saying? I think our offensive side was okay, but if I want to improve, I would do the O-line and on my defensive side. Yeah. Yep. Like a linebacker or a linebacker 1. A D-tackle 1. Oh, shit.
June, I'm gonna tell y'all who y'all need. Y'all need a running back. His name is
Oh
Bijan.
my
That's
goodness.
who you need.
Good Lord, Bree.
Who you need, June? What you think your team needs?
So before Bree wanted to come here and just take my thunder.
Bijan. If y'all don't pick Bijan, I'm gonna be so mad.
So she took them thoughts out of my head because yes, the reason I want to go with that running back is not because of Rashad. I don't believe in Penny, but I do believe that he's injury prone too. Now that's that. So yes, definitely him. I think it'll be very, very solid to get him in the draft. And when you start thinking, when you solidify a running back like that in the draft, based on the contracts that we already have, we don't got to break the bank to get a top tier running back in the near future. So that's why I would say running back first, cornerback second, and then solidify the D line with the rest of the draft picks. I mean, we got 2 first rounders, so that's just a blessing right there. And then we picked up your boy, Patricia. I ain't gonna brag too much on that because I spoke some negative stuff on him a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna leave it like that.
So I have a question for you, right? I'm gonna throw a little curveball, a little Uno reverse back at you, right? So there is big talks and big rumors. It was all over social media for the last couple of days that Derrick Henry if the Eagles and Derrick Henry are potentially talking about working together. So it could be like last year where the Tennessee Titans trade him for one of your first round picks, right? And Derrick Henry is a Philadelphia Eagle. Now, if you guys do get Derrick Henry, are you still wanting to draft Bijan?
No. If we get Derrick Henry, we just need to move on to the D line. I mean, I think we're gonna give up a first rounder for Derrick Henry anyway.
It could be like
So-
last year when it was AJ Brown.
Yeah, facts. So that'll be very interesting. I would love to hear Nikki's take on how the Eagles would be with Derrick Henry in the backfield. I don't know. Do you want a jersey now, Nikki, or later?
So one, obviously for obvious reasons, I've never been a big Derrick Henry fan. And according to y'all last year, I was a big Eagle hater. So I doubt that you'll be hearing any pom 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 from my end if that is where he landed. So
I gave you an opportunity to kind of like leave the past in the past, but you kind of slowly dragging into it. All right.
no, I'm
that this
telling
year.
my truth.
So Nikki, it wasn't that we suspected that you were a big Eagles hater. It was
Suspected.
actually reported.
Don't you
It
did
was
this?
actually reported by Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter that you were
No.
a big Eagles fan.
Now, if you want to be honest, I spoke the 1,000% truth. I said from game that I said, look, Eagles ain't really playing nobody. Wait till they get to a game where they have some real competitors and see what they're going to do. And when they got to the game, they had real competitors. They lost.
Who
I
was a
mean,
real
I didn't-
competitor?
Huh?
You think Kansas City was a real competitor?
Well, obviously
did
they
we-
won the
or-
fucking
or-
Super Bowl.
or-
in
Or did
all
we have?
honesty,
Or did
shit,
we
they
have
wasn't.
that
Their
damn
quarterback
head
got
coach?
injured a few weeks ago, and he still found a way to embarrass y'all.
Who? Who?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes? Are you really gonna like give him a whole bunch of credit, or are you just gonna give him enough? Because I give him enough. I don't give him a bunch of credit because he.
I didn't give him a bunch. I spoke the truth about a team that I thought that they didn't really have competitors all year, and with an injured quarterback, they lost.
We played half-ass all year. I mean, it wasn't no need to play 100%. If we played 100%, it would have been like skunk every game.
You know, hind's 22. Now your eyes see wide, like clear. Now we play half-ass all year. But when I was saying that, where's Bree? Because she put in quotations that I was a hater. Okay.
No, I think she said you and Frank were haters in the beginning, and then Frank faded off and became true to the game.
Jill said you were the hater. I said that it wasn't. We got that information because it was reported by Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter.
All right. Whatever.
Oh, I tell you why. I stopped arguing something because y'all kept winning. So hey, y'all keep winning. I can't say nothing until y'all lose, right? I can't.
And I argued until the inevitable happened. Y'all lost.
I want to seem like the hater, right? I didn't. You know, everybody like her chief. Oh, the Patriots. What have they done? What they need help with? Coming from a Cowboy fan, really, that's like, what have y'all done since '93? I'll wait. Sharice wasn't even born the last time they won a Super Bowl. When's the last time they won a playoff game? I don't even know. Was it this last season, the wild card? So I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, yo, your team's winning. What I will say is this: that defense wasn't defensing in the Super Bowl. Like from the second half on, or the second quarter on. Once I tell you what, once Andy Reid woke up and said, "Let me run the ball," and started running the ball, and then scored 2 touchdowns, the same play, just reversed it. You know what he did? He took the controller, he hit X for the audible, he hit the right trigger,
Frank,
and flipped
stop.
it.
Frank, that is not funny. Frank,
And
that
it
is not
worked,
funny.
and it
You're
worked.
gonna.
That's what he did,
Hey,
Drew.
Bree, what's the next topic, Bree?
I'm just saying, bro. Look, what we were talking about this in the car, right? And I got some time, so I'm gonna say this. Jalen got the money he got. He went to the Super Bowl. He did, and I'm not taking that away from him. He also went to the gym. He beefed up, got bigger, improved himself. But one thing we've been saying since last summer with your team is that Howie went out there and got the players, bro. He got the players. He said, listen, I got a young quarterback, so we're going to beef the defense up. Every time a player came up that he can grab, he grabbed them. I'm going to get offense. I'm going to give you weapons. I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you everything you need, Jalen. It's up to you to take us to the promised land. And to some might argue that Jalen played better than Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
He did. Mahomes
He
was
did.
hurt.
Million percent.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Y'all just-
Jalen carried the team.
Yeah, he did carry it. He did carry it. Exactly. 3 rushing touchdowns. So y'all did something so well and so good that y'all had the owners trying to stop it at the meeting. The little quarterback sneak, the college formation. You know what I mean? But,
They're
hey,
having discussions.
I wasn't a hater. I just said I felt y'all was suspect to the run. The Texans did it, but lost. The Commanders did it and won. And then the Chiefs got y'all with the run. They did. There wasn't, I'm not going to say it was your offense. Not by no means. Your offense showed up. They did. But that defense,
Has been the same defense all year.
he did this, X, audible, right trigger, reverse the play.
Look, I don't know in the second half if it was Gannon's eyes that got hurt or his play selection and his brain. I don't know what. I'ma blame him. I always have. Good luck, Arizona.
Well, can we give credit to Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy and say, hey, you know what? They made the adjustment on the second half, and your defense didn't?
I would give credit to Andy Reid, and he took advantage of Gannon. He took advantage of Gannon, and I'll leave it there. I give him that much credit.
That's fair. Listen, I appreciate you saying that, June. You know what?
June is whack.
You the man, bro.
So,
Wow.
so in conclusion, if you guys do take Derrick Henry, you're drafting a corner or a safety.
You go well.
If we pick up a decent running back,
No, if let's say the Derrick Henry trade happens like how the AJ Brown did, you guys not taking Bijan?
No.
I don't know. I mean, I would like Bijan just for like future monetary purposes, business purpose. That's probably to me. I think that makes the most sense. But
The man went on NFL Network and said, "There's only one quarterback I want to play with, and that's Jalen Hurts."
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So I got a question. Bree, what you say your team needed?
Oh, we need an offensive tackle.
Okay.
So I know I'm wrong every year when it comes to besides Najee. Najee, remember I was right with Najee. I
Crying.
was right with Najee.
Crying. We was lit. Though. We was lit. In her defense, we was lit. We was.
I was crying. But Darnell Wright from Tennessee is who I think that we're gonna pick up first round. We gotta build that picket fence to get it. Can you pick it? Pick it. We gotta build that picket fence. So
Put that on Twitter, girl. Somebody's gonna like it.
Nikki, that's not lame. Don't be a
It's
hater.
not lame. That was pretty creative. Okay.
No, it was
I don't have creative in
overly
my body.
lame.
I think
It
that
was
was
so
dope.
cute. The quarterback,
Good.
our offensive linemen are a fence to stop people from hitting him, and it's a picket fence.
Are we gonna end this and go live, or are we gonna stay on this until it's time to go live?
But real
But I
fast,
need
while
to
we're
figure out
live,
how I'm gonna watch this damn thing. So let me turn on my TV.
so while we're live right now, 1 second. So Frank posted breaking the Cardinals are working on a trade with wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins to the 3rd overall pick to the Titans for the 11th overall pick and more. Well, Ian Rappaport put a stop to that and said while the Titans have had conversations about a potential trade up to number 3, amongst other spots, they have not had any conversations centered around wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins.
I thought the Ravens was talking to Hop.
The Ravens are, the Chiefs still are, the Bills are, the Pats are.
Yo, what if he goes to the Bills?
Oh, Done. I can't even say that because I don't think the Bills is really missing.
They need a running back. They need a running back.
Well, Hopkins ain't that. So
But no, because some people say that he also needs another more consistent receiver to help out Diggs. So some
Yeah,
people
that may
are
be
saying
true.
that if you get Diggs and Hop, right, or a good wide receiver too, let's say, and Hops is a wide receiver one for all intents and purposes. And you
right.
both of them on the field. Now you got to pick and choose who you're gonna guard. Who you gonna stop? You're gonna stop Diggs, but now you stop Diggs, and you got
Hop wide
on
open.
the other side. You got your tight end that's not that bad. You got McKenzie or Davis running up the field too, and then if you get a decent running back, now you got to worry about that. Oh, and you
The
got
Bills issue to me is Josh Allen.
I would say his decision making.
Yeah, like I feel like he gets in his own way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you all right, just relax. You know, like I think he forces, off of pressure. And when he does, he always majority of the time isn't successful. Because I don't really feel like they really have a hole. You get what I'm saying? Like they don't really need anything. They need a quarterback to make better decisions and to sit in his decision. Like
Yes.
don't. That's what I think.
I agree, definitely better decision making. Because you can see firsthand that he rushes absolutely everything.
Yeah, yeah.
The ball is snapped, he's rushing the play.
Yeah. I mean, it's good if they get him. All right, cool. But I don't think they need anything.
But if you know, only does that with super competitive teams.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's when it
It's
matters.
like on, like he overthinks.
Yeah, that's when it matters because these squad teams, whatever, but onesies and twosies might make it towards the end, but these competitive teams you might see again. You know what I mean? And so it matters. It matters. So I don't know. So what team out of these 32 teams do we I might say the Eagles.
What?
Did you put a face when you said that? I don't know if I caught that.
No, I was just thinking, you see, this is why we deal with what we deal with when I talk about that team.
What you was going
But
to
I
say?
was saying, like, what team do we think if we didn't have a draft day, they are like I said about the Bills, like I feel like they don't need anything. What team is our number one team that don't need anything? And what team needs the most?
You're right. I would say the Eagles don't really need anything. Kansas City really doesn't need anything either.
You said Kansas City?
Yeah.
I heard the Eagles. I didn't
Oh
hear the
yeah,
second
Kansas City. Cincinnati doesn't really need anything either.
No.
So
Okay.
The team that needs something the most, the Cardinals. The Cardinals do. The Rams need a whole new team. They got nobody. They got nobody but Stafford, literally.
They don't even got draft picks.
They
That's
don't
the crazy part.
They don't
Yeah, the
have
Rams are good one.
They got Stafford and Cooper Cup to say.
And
Okay.
their whole draft board is blank.
After you answer that question, what team in your division you think is the healthiest? You know what I'm saying? Like, and what team in your division do you think? I mean, the other June and Frank still gotta answer the first question, but she answered the first one.
Okay, so healthiest, of course, my children, real healthy. I just took them to the doctors. They all passed.
Not healthy is like healthy like that, but I'm just saying
I
like
know that was a joke, Nikki.
Oh, sorry.
But I would definitely say Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, and the team that needs the most work will be Cleveland.
Hmm.
I would go Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, then when it comes to as a team as a whole, healthy team. Cincinnati, then Pittsburgh, then Baltimore, then
Ravens. So I definitely agree with your number 1 and number 4. I don't disagree with your number 2 or 3, but I definitely agree with your number 1 and 4.
The reason why I say team all around healthy is because Lamar finally got a wide receiver, but he got an injury prone wide receiver. So he still don't have a running back. He has a good tight end, but and that defense could use a better safety in my opinion. So that's why.
Yeah, again, I don't disagree. You know, it's okay. Frank, no, June. Let me just get June out of the way. Go ahead, June.
Healthiest and least
So
healthiest.
you saying what team is the healthiest in the division?
No. So that's the second question. The first question is, what team do you think, if draft day was over, like we didn't have no such thing as draft week or whatever, as they are now, they probably don't need anything. And what team out of the 32 do you think, oh my gosh, shit, like Jesus, come be all the players on that team? Then the second question is, which is the not healthiest as in healthy, but like in your division, which team do you think if draft day did not happen, it's, more solid, and which one in your division? So that's the second question. First question is all 32 teams.
I mean, it's gonna sound really biased, you know what I mean?
No, I
And it
mean,
can be, but I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna say the Eagles twice, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's gonna sound really
I don't
biased.
disagree with you. What do you mean
But I
by
mean,
twice?
for both answers, the
As
healthiest in the
your number
division,
one.
mm,
Okay.
and the reason is based off what they've done and based off of their additions. I don't see us degrading at all. And then when it came down to the defensive, if that was the issue, not even player wise, was their defensive coach because we lost Gannon. I think we picked up a decent defensive coach. Then we picked up a defensive assistant with some experience. Though he's not the head coach, he's bringing that experience to the Eagles. And then I say healthiest because honestly, we don't have anybody that's injured that's gonna bring us
No,
back. And I
not
would have
healthy
said,
as in player. I'm just talking like the same question that I asked about all 32 teams. Now you got to pick within your division. You get what
oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
I mean, I would have said I would say us and then the Cowboys. And I'm not even knocking the Cowboys. I'm just
So who's
placing
the
them number
last
2 based
team?
off of the Zeke Elliott issues.
So out of the 4 teams, you saying y'all's number 1 and the Cowboys number 4 or number 2?
They number 2.
Who's number 4?
Number 4, definitely Washington. Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with that. Definitely Washington, and then the Giants are number 3. I'm still not sold on Donnie Jones.
Yeah, but I think with what you have in your division, your order probably is right. Like there's really no other way. So how about the team that needs the most when you compare against all 32 teams?
The team that needs the most is hands down. I would have said the Texans before they
Yeah.
did all those crazy picks, but now I'll say Washington.
Okay. All right. Frank.
To me, the team that doesn't need anything, I'm gonna stick with the Chiefs. They've proven they can lose their wide receiver, win. They can revamp their O line and win. The reason I stuck with them is because they've been to 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years and won 2. The head coach is still there. The quarterback is still there. There's chemistry. You have buy-in. You have players that are coming there. So I think they're the most rounded team to repeat if I had to pick one. In my division, the worst team is the Patriots, and the best team is hard for me to say between I don't know, man. I want to stick with the Bills, but I really feel like Miami with a healthy Tua can win the division easily. Easily. You still can't match up, you know, and wide receiver wise. You got Waddle and Tyreek. They got a good tight end. Actually, they don't have that tight end no more. I think we took them, but they still got a good this thing. So if I had to go, it's gonna be rough, man. I go Bills 1, Dolphins 2, Jets 3, Pats 4.
Yeah, you could go either Bills or Dolphins. I agree with you. My number one team that it's fortunate, unfortunate. We just talked about them. I think the Eagles is there, but if I had to pick a team without saying the Eagles, it'll be the Bills. I'm sorry. I just say I really don't think they need anything. I think they need Josh Allen to get out of his head. And I think that team can progress. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about the Dolphins. I just think Tua's injury to me, I honestly think Tua should retire. So I just can't pick the Dolphins just because of that. The team that I think that needs the most, I'm sorry, it's the motherfucking Houstons. I think the Texans. I think with what they didn't have last year, they did well, but I don't think you could like every season teams try to improve, right? So they just need to step it up for me. I agree, maybe the Commanders, but obviously the Texans is in my division, so I'm gonna critique even harder within my division. Now, in my division, I think number one, no two and horn, is the Jaguars, and number 4 is the Colts, Texans, and the Titans.
Order.
4A, 4B, 4C. All 3 teams. And 4A probably will be the Texans for me. And then the Colts and the Titans are knocking at their door too. So I have no 2 and 3. And that's just my truth. And the only reason, and it's not 2 and horn, I promise you, it's not. I don't see any other team better. Like, I feel like, okay, you be like, oh, they got Derek. Well, Derek can't do it all. You get what I'm saying? And if you have watched in the last few years, teams have stopped Derek. They have found his niche to keep him suppressed. Now, obviously, if you keep running against a brick wall, eventually you're going to give. And that's what has happened. But Derek isn't, and this has nothing to do against Derrick Henry. It's just that he don't really have a team around him. So him carrying the load has now become too heavy just for him. Especially when people, I mean, think about it, like how we just said about Diggs and Hopkins. You lock Henry down, who else they got? There's no other real threats but Derrick Henry, right? I don't know what the fuck the Colts are doing. They just in Indy. That's all I can tell you. DFAS is in Indianapolis, so the fuck is the Colts. For our Navy folks that know what DFAS is. And then the shit, I think they struggling. So that's mine. And I mean, we're showing progression. Like, and it's easy to say that because we have shown progression, and all other teams, to me, haven't shown none. Shit. They got rid of Colts to get what's his name? Not Colts. Wentz to get Matt Ryan. And both Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz in their new respective team got benched. That wasn't
Jesus,
funny, but very much funny. So
on it.
no, I mean it's the truth. I argued that one. Like, what was the big difference when they let go of one and got the other? I think they play equal, and in their new teams, probably about the same week, they both got benched. So that was the answer to mine. My team, all my other 3 rivals are all in the fourth position for me. For Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. It's our division. It's our division to lose.
Do you think that suspension may have anything to do with your team, moving forward in the beginning of the season?
You talking about Cam Robinson? I'm gonna tell you right now. I think that's the dumbest shit a person can do. Like, listen, we still over here trying to figure out the consistency with gambling, and you over here taking enhancing drugs. Like, that shit's been consistent. That you get caught, you're getting suspended. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. You know what I mean? It's very frustrating. I don't know. And let me say what frustrates me about that. We keep tagging his ass, and I'm not saying because he's bad. We've kept him for 18 years now. And then you get caught up with some bullshit like this. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt because every year as we get closer to the thing, and we always talk about we gotta keep Cam Robinson. We gotta keep him. We gotta keep him. Guess what? He has now put himself on the suspension list by his goddamn self. But I do think that because I think last year he got hurt. Can you?
He did.
So he was out majority of the season anyway. I shouldn't say majority, but he was out a good part of the season anyway. And we still ended where we ended. So do I think it's going to sting? Yes. But thank God they put it out now. So let's figure out another avenue. Yeah. My son is texting.
Well, I mean, are we ready to go and do what we got to do?
Yes, are we still keeping the same Zoom?
Yeah, we could. All I got to do is stop recording and then switch it. So,
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
America! Listen, America. I took the day off so I could just be right here with you and them. I'm lying. I didn't take the day off. It was just my day off. However, it sounds great. Listen, I'm finna take a real good nap. And then I'm gonna be ready, America. I hope you're ready, okay? This is one of the days we've been waiting for. All right.
June?
Hey, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's been a hell of a week. I'm excited for this draft. Hopefully we'll make some we'll keep adding players that we need to the roster. But
you just said you need nobody. Then he gonna say add players that we need. But okay.
we always need folks. We need a plan B, C, D, and
what
F.
Bree said. NFL, June want NFL to be
One
the
team.
Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles.
I mean, if we got a little bit of pocket change, you know what I mean? We want to try to get every candy on the damn shelf.
Whatever.
Look, thanks for another week. Good news. Breaking news today was dope. We finally could put things to bed. Lamar to bed. Rodgers to bed.
Damn, I had fell asleep for Lamar. I didn't get to say my spiel.
We could focus on the other things that matter in NFL, not just two players. Bree, take it away.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. It's only 4:50 p.m. over here, so I will be great for the time. And Nikki, don't roll your eyes at me. Frank, don't roll your eyes. Like, come live in California and you'll live this best life. But always a pleasure doing this, and we will see you guys for the draft. Don't forget to follow us on our socials, Facebook and on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts as well. Thanks for listening to Frank Presents the Play Call.
Bye.